Redditors who work at food banks. What is best to donate? What do you always need? Just volunteered last week. One item they needed more if was things ready to eat right out of the package, because they send those to the schools for lunch assistance programs. I mean, you could hand a kid a box of dry macaroni, but they'd have no way to cook it there. In order of preference. 1. Cash. Since the buying power of the food bank is greater than what you can give, sometimes by a factor of 23. 2. Hygiene items. Depending on what your regional food bank is, many of the regional ones only have food, so any type of hygiene items, especially feminine products, is a huge help. 3. Paper and cleaning products, soap, laundry detergent. These are not often considered necessary items, but not having to pay for them frees up a lot of money for someone who is having a hard time. 4. Your time. Most food banks have dedicated volunteers who are familiar with the processes and the people going to the food bank. If you are going to go once, do what you are told and otherwise keep out of the way. Becoming a regular volunteer is better. I volunteer to food banks that also donate essential things that we always need, pads and tampons. We always lack those, and diapers, both for babies and for older people. Also cleaning products. If they have a home, they need things to clean it, if only to feel better in it. When it comes to food, what we often lack is things that can be eaten cold or don't need preparation. Too many people live in their cars or in the street. They don't have access to pans, stove, microwaves, anything you'd find in a kitchen really. We could also do with more things for single people. Family size is great for families, but for people who are alone, it means that one soap and it will either go to waste or more likely have someone eat something that had gone bad. We do still need the usual food, family size things etc etc. But we ran out of what I have listed more often than other stuff. Not exactly what Op was asking, but I was a frequent volunteer at food banks. They would always tell us that whatever we donate, remember to donate during the spring and summer. Hunger still continues beyond the holiday season. Cash. They can get items for cheaper than consumers. I worked in a combo food shelf / home goods shelf, and underwear, socks, and hygiene items like deodorant were very popular. Also, pet food. I've run a food pantry for 5 years. 1. Cash is king. Depending on the state your food pantry is located, they can get staple items relatively cheaply. When ordering for our pantry, we can get staple items incredibly cheap or even for free. 2. Feminine hygiene products. Tampons, pads, anything needed like that is incredibly important. 3. Other cooking supplies. Butter, olive oil, flour. Folks that use pantries cook, but don't always have these items. They're important. Basic cooking tools. Seriously, please like and subscribe, and comment something nice for your favorite Reddit slave. Do food banks have any need for pet food or litter? I know you'd think a pet might not be a first consideration for someone using a food bank, but there will be people whose pet is their only company, and rehoming can be really difficult. People have already given sufficient responses on what to give, but I just need to ask everybody to please check the dates on the stuff you're giving us. Last week I found spaghetti sauce that expired on January 7th, 2010. It's just a nuisance to give us stuff we can't use. Besides the obvious food items. 1. Socks, men's, women's and children's. 2. Feminine products, pads / tampons. Underwear still in package. 3. Food vouchers, if able to, that can only be used to spend on things like dairy, meat, vegetables, etc. In your local grocery stores. Wish they'd make grocery store specific gift cards that can only be spent at that particular store and only on food items. 4. Toothbrushes and toothpaste, soap, shampoo and so on. 5. Little extras like 1. Chocolate / candy bars. 2. Those little bags of chips. 3. Juice boxes. 4. Little bags of mixed candies. 5. Chapsticks / lip balms. 6. Hand cream / lotion / body wash / nice little soaps. 7. Flip-flops/sandals. 8. Face towels and loofahs. 9. Stuffed animals. 10. Hair elastics/ties. 11. Coloring books with coloring pencils. 12. Dry muffin/cake/pancake mix that only requires water. 6. School supplies. 1. Pens, color and regular ink/pencils, color and graphite/erasers/sharpeners. 2. Notebooks. 3. Binders. 4. Planners. 5. Calculators. 6. Ruler/geometry sets. 7. If you're able to, cafeteria meal cards for the kids. 7. Tea/coffee/powdered juice. 8. Tupperware. 9. Work clothing for men and women, not the same thing as casual/going out clothing. 1. Collared/button shirts with no logo/prints on them. 2. Plain jeans, jeans that don't have tears, distress, color, decorations or the like. 3. Suit pants/suit jackets. 4. Blouses. 5. Work/suit shoes and boots. 6. Ties, bow ties and belts. 10. Laundry and dish detergent. Okay, some people are going to argue that #5 and #6 are not necessary items, but I think they are. I grew up poor and had to rely on food banks, soup kitchens, church charity, welfare, etc., for pretty much half my life. If there was one thing that really brightened up my day was finding a little item in there that wasn't there just because I was poor. It was there just to make me happy. It was a little bit of luxury, of normalness that I really treasured as a child. So while you're getting all these necessary items, remember to add a few happy items in there too if you can. It'll brighten up someone's day, or someone's kid's day, when you're living day to day and it's miserable. The little things really do count. Trust me, it really makes a difference. Edit. Added a clothing section. People donate clothing a lot, but much of it ends up being things you can wear going out or just casually. Sometimes, people need something clean and professional for work or interviews, but these items might be too expensive. Finding a suit that actually fits and matches isn't that easy, men's or women's, when you're broke. I'm the co-director of a volunteer and food and hygiene pantry. We can't accept cash/checks ourselves, and the organization that handles monetary donations for us has a lot of hoops they like to put us through to use funds. That being said, if someone wants to do some sort of monetary donation, we always say Walmart gift cards. It's the closest major store and has everything we need. For actual items, we generally accept anything non-perishable, unopened, and within expiration, or at least not too expired, since we have a guide that tells us how long different food items are still good for past the printed date. I'm not a food bank worker, but have been a recipient. The problem I would have was that I would receive dry pasta but no sauce, or mac and cheese, but would not have the milk or butter at home to make it. I would suggest that, if mac and cheese is donated, the kind with the squeezed cheese would be better. People don't always have the items needed to make a full meal with some of the items that are donated. Another thing we rarely received was canned fruit. Since perishables were rarely donated, canned fruit was a great treat to receive. The one I volunteer at has a list of things they are most in need of, so check that first or even contact them and see. Things that are always good are dried pasta or rice, sauces in jars to go with that, tinned meat, tinned soups, tinned veg. Instant meals like pot noodles and pastas are great too as they only need a kettle to prepare it. Hygiene products like deodorant, shower gel, toothbrush and toothpaste and toilet roll/sanitary products all go a long way too as they are always needed. Oh, and nappies. Off subject, but I wanted to say thank you so much to those who work at food banks. I don't work for a food bank, but I did a tour of one last year. They said some stuff we didn't think about for needs I not food at all, but things like toiletries, diapers, laundry detergent, bags and boxes, and even dish soap. Also donating candy and little treats for kids is also nice too. I am from a small town in Canada, so our needs might differ from other countries or even bigger towns and cities. Edited for typos. Obligatory. I don't work at a food bank, but I was a vendor for one. 1. Money for Feeding America and affiliated food banks. For every $1 they can provide 10 meals. They are to stretch a dollar a lot further. Additionally, they can pay for things like transportation for truckloads of donated food, etc. 2. Fresh produce and meat. However, this brings me to my next point. 3. Warehouse space, especially refrigerated/frozen space, is very limited. I recommend calling and asking what they need. They could have just purchased 10 pallets of peanut butter yesterday and are all good, but desperately need canned tuna. Or maybe their freezer is full and cannot accept any meat right now. I used to run a pop-up board game store, and for a couple years in a row, we did a game day at the local food bank. Instead of my normal admission, people were asked to donate cash or the following top needed items. This is right from an email I received from the food bank. 1. Peanut butter. 1. Tuna, in water. 1. Canned fruit, in juice. 1. Beans, canned or dry. 1. Canned veggies, in low or no salt. I try to donate socks and tampons/pads. Volunteer money and time. Money. The food bank can get more food for each $1 you donate than you can. They get discounts. Also, they can use the money to buy fresh food/perishables to be used in soup kitchens or handed out immediately to people who need it. There is lots of work that needs to be done sorting donations, packing boxes for different populations, running summer lunch programs around cities and schools and libraries. I'm part of Houston Oasis, and we volunteer multiple times a year at the Houston Food Bank. https://www.houstonfoodbank.org/ https://www.houstonfoodbank.org/